Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in as always. Thanks ever so much for all your kind comments, likes, subscribes, shares, discussions, all very much appreciated. Right, today we're doing Fabia clean. I was going to do direct, simultaneous, back-to-back Fab and S-Cross so we could have a look at the longevity, durability of the Chemical Guys Hydroslick, which was installed on this 10 days ago, versus the Infinity Wax Synergy Lite that was installed on the S-Cross 7 days ago. However, Mrs. has been to do the horses, promised she'd be back, but she's just messaged or rang to say she's going shopping as well. So we're gonna have to wait. Anyway, so today, come around, we've got Fab hasn't been washed for 10 days, so we've got plenty of dirt accumulation on her butt and a moderate amount of dirt accumulation on the sides. So as per standard tradition, we'll go through the products. We're using Auto Glim Advanced Wheel Cleaner, 100 ml of Built Hamber Touchless in the MJJC, and Geon Bathe Plus for shampooing, and to finish, Garage Therapy Tyre Serum. Aim for today is to keep things really simple. Use half the touchless for this car, half the touchless for the S-Cross, and we're going to do a little bit of pre-rinse just to have a look at what the water action is like on the Fab, and we will of course do exactly the same process on the S-Cross when it arrives. So we'll have a little look on the boot. Obviously there's no real necessity to do a pre-rinse, and it's known that touchless straight onto dry is better because it'll adhere to the dirt, but we want to just have a little look to see if there's any residual water action. So if we can just get in on that, please. So we're still seeing a little bit of water action here, and we're still seeing a nice bit of water action up here. It's a little bit more dead on that part, probably where it's accumulated the most dirt. But we shall see once we start hitting it with touchless. We'll have a little black on this panel, then I'm going to get into wheels. I won't talk to you with that bit. You've seen the wheels enough times. So that is highly encouraging. If you can get in close on that, please. Ready? So we're still seeing a decent level of water action on that element of the car, which is highly encouraging and what we wanted to see. And the car has remained looking pretty nice, pretty clean, pretty fresh, nice little shine about it. I'm not expecting the Hydroslick to perform quite as well as the Synergy Lite, because the Synergy Lite is more like a traditional top coat actually adhered to the top coat of the paint, so a nice ceramic coat, whereas the Chemical Guys Hydroslick is more like a waxy product, to be honest. Anyway, so if we pause camera in a minute, hang on, pause camera in a minute, get the wheels done, and then we'll get into foaming. MJJC filled with Built Hamber Touchless, 100 ml of Built Hamber Touchless, 900 ml of water filled absolutely to the brim, dialed back 1.5 full turns, because I want to save half for my partner's car, which is slightly bigger than the Fab. So we'll get this on, I'll get round it nice and quick, and then we'll pause the camera for the dwell time. So just a nice thin coat, not too strong. The car's got a good coating on it. Turn that up half a turn. So I'll pause that there. I'll get round to get the rest of the car done off cam, and then we'll get straight into rinsing. Right there, turned it up just a little bit stronger for the last bit. Still half a turn off maximum. So I'll drop that down, get a little shot of how it's sitting on the car. It's interesting actually, just shoot here. You could still see where the coating's working, because we're starting to get the snow foams just falling off. So it's quite interesting. Just keep that on the car, please. So hopefully with a thin coat of touchless, will have no effect on the coating at all, and it will just leave us with a nice clean paintwork. So if we look at the bonnet please, and this front wing, you see we're still getting a really nice feed. Not going to be a lot of manual agitation required at all. Nice, so you can see the coatings are still doing what you would expect. Start getting into this side. Nice. So you can see that's all come up nice and clean. If we swoop along here, you can see it's come up nice and clean. There's going to be very little need for much manual cleaning at all. Just wanted to get that entire side rinsed. And we'll have a quick look at the boot, because the boot was the dirtiest point. And I'll get that all rinsed off cam, and then we'll get straight into Bathe Plus. So whilst it's not quite got the water action I was hoping for in this section, we're starting to see quite a lot of lift and a fair bit of beading on the lower parts. Anyway, so I'll get all round, get that rinsed, and then we'll get straight into the Bathe Plus and get this car finished up so we can get stuck into the S-Cross when it's back. Filming? So I wanted to get a quick shot of the roof, because the coating is still very much alive and well on the roof. All looking good. Right, I've got 20 squirts of Geon Bathe Plus in the wash bucket. The reason, normally I use 12 squirts for one car, but because I'm going to try and do two, filled the bucket nearly to the top, and I've put 20 squirts in. Super slick wash with strong and long-lasting hydrophobicity. So let's see how we get on. Wash and coat in one step. So today, for the purposes, because the cars have got coatings, we're not doing wet coat. Just going to do Bathe Plus for a really delicate wash, 2 bucket method, and then rinse and dry. Then we can continue to see how the Chemical Guys Hydroslick is performing. So we'll just get these 3 panels done. We'll have a quick blast just to look at how that water action is. Then I'll blast round, clean the whole car, give it a rinse, and then we'll get it dried off cam and we'll have a look at the end results. Keep filming, please don't trip over me. So we're getting a decent bit of water action. So we can have a little blast on there. So we're getting a nice little bit of water action. Same on these. Rear quarters, all nice. Sheeting to dry. Ready? So sheeting to dry. So we're expecting a nice result. Right, we'll pause the cam, get that washed all round. Good coating of Bathe Plus. And then we'll get it dried off cam, we'll have a look at the results, and hopefully by then the Suzuki will be back and we'll start having a look at the Synergy Lite and see how that's getting. So I remembered as I was waffling through the last section doing the Bathe Plus, I've done the whole car, rinsed the whole car, but I remember a top tip was to put a couple of squirts directly onto your wash media and have one last thorough distribution over all the painted surfaces that you wish to protect, and that gives you maximum chance of it all being thoroughly covered. Just make sure get all this side. So that I used 5 squirts just to coat this side. I'll do the same on the other side, and then we'll get into drying as previously promised, but that just gives you that final additional smash. Right, pause that please. Recording. So this is the last shot of this, I promise, but a little bit of Bathe Plus applied at the end has brought this all nicely back to life. Sheeting to dry, lovely, all good. That's the last shot I'll do of this rinsing part. That's fab done, and paint come up a treat. As you'd imagine, washing was easy, 2 bucket method was easy, drying was easy, end result, lovely, jubbly. And good news is, S-Cross is back, and just done a quick rinse of bonnet to make a quick short for the channel. As you can see, still really nicely hydrophobic. So we're going to get straight into this. I'm going to give the camera to my cameraman. We'll get straight into the core part of the dirt, just to have a look, see if there's any remaining water action and coating on these. Getting this one as well. So as you would expect really, nice bit of bead on the uppers, almost sheeting to dry on the lowers, and the majority of that dirt removed with a good straight blast with the pressure washer. Just pause a moment please while I untangle this. We'll have a quick smash at the boot because it's nice and dirty as well. Coating's still working lovely here. And just a bit more lively straight off the bat than the chemical guys. Look at that, effortless. So I'm going to get round, get that all, well actually, snow foam. Snow foam's going straight on and it will adhere nicely to the dirt on the other side. Just keep it rolling. Oh no, quick pause. Right, go straight in with the MJJC, built hamper touchless in here, 100mm of. It was filled to the absolute brim. I used half on the fab, other half on here. We dialed back 1.5 just to ensure coverage initially, and then we'll start dialing her up to half up. I forgot my manners. I haven't done the wheels. We'll get straight in and do them off cam in a minute. Get this panel done on cam. I'll get round to do that whole car off cam, get some coating on the wheels, and then we'll start digging into rinsing straight away. Ready? So we've got a little douse of Auto Glim Advanced Wheel Cleaner just to get these done while the foam dwelled. So that's all this car needs. And if you get a quick shot of the touchless, and we'll start going in. You can see it's doing a lovely job, and this is just sheeting down. You can't quite see on the camera, but it's just sheeting down to almost dry. Lovely jubbly. So make sure we've got a nice shot of the bead. We'll have a little look at the front wing actually, and a bit of bonnet. So that is immediate clean, which is exactly what we were hoping for and what we were expecting. Same with bonnet. So what I will say, what that immediately says to me is it's worth the extra effort putting in a proper ceramic. Let's have a little look at the front bumper. If you watched the installation video, you'll remember I ceramic the headlights, I ceramic the number plates, and made sure I got around all the intricate work on the bumper. So we'll just do a bit of roof, if cameraman can reach. Ready? I made sure I did these as well, so they're nice and hydrophobic. So the roof is looking nice. So I'll get round and do the whole car off cam. We'll get Bathe Plus 2 bucket method on it, and also apply a thin layer directly to it after it's had its final rinse. Then do one last rinse and then get it dry, and we'll have a look at the end result. It's worth just having a quick look around that before I get into the Bathe Plus. So my daughter did this. I just applied the touchless for the video, and then my daughter's been cleaning the car, pressure washing it, whilst I did uploading shorts. And the reason it's interesting is because, as someone mentioned on the channel, after applying Synergy Lite, it will be much easier to clean. We haven't touched it yet, and you can see the water action is great. Not going to go through applying the Bathe. You saw that on the Fabia. I'll be following the exact same process, but I just thought it'd be interesting to show how the water's sitting on the S-Cross and how well the Synergy Lite is performing. Still very much alive and well and looking great. Anyway, we'll get that 2 bucket washed and then rinsed, dried, etc, etc, and then we'll get into the wrap up. And while I remember, I was having a look at my YouTube analytics this morning, and it still says 90% of people that watch the channel aren't subscribed. So please consider, if you're enjoying the content, consider smashing that subscribe button and sign up for notifications. It'd be very, very much appreciated and really help the growth of the channel. Right, we're back in a mo. So just one last update. Now the lowers are all declogged. We've got proper and appropriate water action, as you'd expect. Nice and even across the entire panel. Right, as promised many times before, I'll get that rinsed and dried and we'll have a wrap up. So that is them both done. Just the tyres to do on the Fab. Once the tyres are dry on the S-Cross, that we're getting done as well. And so wrap up on the coatings. Difficult. We were seeing great water action on some of the uppers, the roof, the bonnet on the Fab, the upper parts, and slight clogging on the lower parts, and a little bit of clogging, particularly this specific section on the Fabia. On the Suzuki, the only part that was sort of clogged was here down. Everywhere else, absolutely wonderful, really, really easy to clean. Standout points, obviously, Water action on the bonnet, amazing. Water action on the roof, amazing. These quarters, amazing. Front wings, uppers of the doors, great. Boot, wonderful. Sorry, I just moved it. Made a drip. But overall, the dirt didn't stand a chance. You know, we had sizable dirt, granular, proper stood up granular dirt build up on the lowers, both sides, where my missus goes up and down towards the horse yard. Dirt didn't stand a chance. Done a wonderful job of that. And once I'd hit it with touchless, starting to see a little bit more water action. Not great, but starting to sheet to dry. Same story with the Fabia, but maybe to a slightly lesser degree. As soon as this had been 2 bucket washed, it was just epic. Dirt didn't stand a chance, really, really easy to clean. Once it had been 2 bucket washed, and then had a 1 mitt over with Geon Bathe Plus, wonderful. Same for the Fabia. End result, great. Paint looks wonderful, shines wonderful, all brilliant, really, really easy to clean. Roof was wonderful. This was machine polished the other day. Bonnet, good. Everything good. The key difference, right, the bit that really stood out, the S-Cross, even though it's a significantly larger car, it was miles easier to dry. Fabia sort of felt like traditional effort level required, bit draggy, blah blah blah. And I hung the towels up for 45 minutes while I got on with the S-Cross. So they had no time to dry. We had 2 towels, one for me, one for my daughter, the cameraman, who's now warming up in the Fabia for a minute so I don't freeze her to death. So yeah, they had 45 minutes. They were absolutely saturated. And as soon as I started buzzing over the S-Cross, it was just to dry with 1 wipe. So from that aspect, really, really impressive. So you can sort of see this is how the water's behaving. If you miss a bit, you know, it's just a wipe off your finger, job done. So yeah, really, really impressed with the Synergy Lite. Slightly less impressed with the Chemical Guys Hydroslick, but I've used that before on the FOS, and I just generally, I did probably get around coming up to the year on it, but you have to keep up with your maintenance washes, your wet coats, your Bathe Plus, gentle washes, not stripping off the coatings, etc, etc. But you know, there's no denying paintwork still looking nice. It's got a good shine about it, feels nice, good. But yeah, star of the show, Synergy Lite, wonderful, easy peasy, baby, life easy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one, and I always say this, I very much enjoyed it, I always do, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in. As always, all the very best. Take care. Bye bye.